Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of I Don't Know What I'm Doing. I gotta be honest, I haven't been on here as often. I've been slacking, but as of recently, um, we got hit with a hurricane. For those that don't know, I am located in Florida, and we just went through Hurricane Milton. And I am in Central Florida, so definitely wasn't as bad as the coast. We're good over here. I know the coast got pretty banged up. Um, but I was really worried about one specific thing, and it was my car. Cars, plural. My daily, I couldn't afford anything happening to it. But then again, I'm consistently working on this Maverick. So I really need to get some work down and get it roadworthy, so I could probably put it somewhere that's way more safe. I'm sure you guys are gonna have a hard time hearing me through all the wind, but it is still very windy. And yeah, I'll just give it a second. So, what exactly is it that I'm doing out here today? Well, I don't have anything new to do to the car. I need to start doing body work. I need to start taking apart this front windshield so it stops leaking. I need to get a new cover for it because it's broken up in a lot of places. This is a Motor Trend cover, but not really good outdoors when there's wild cats around. They just love to scratch on those things. But anyways, today we're doing something different. Before the hurricane hit, I was talking over with my parents because my dad drives a 2006 Toyota Corolla. 2006, 2007 Toyota Corolla, right? My daily is pretty new. It's 2019 Corolla. But my dad's car is getting pretty old. So I was thinking that, I need to be able to have another car to be able to move around because I'll let my dad drive my car. But, I have the Maverick, but the Maverick won't run. And especially right now, we tried to move it over to the grass before the hurricane, and the car just will not start. We tackled this issue last episode, and we fixed it by tightening the carburetor, but what turns out is I'm pretty sure it needs a new fuel pump. But we'll tackle that some other time. The point is because my dad's car is starting to go bad, I thought that was the perfect opportunity for me to get myself into another car. Really? When I'm recording? I don't think that anybody would expect to see this car on this channel. And for the people that know me in person, they definitely already know about this car. But the truth is, because I couldn't move this car, it's now sitting over there. That's grass. That car is stuck into the ground. Tires are sunken in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly creep the car out of here because here's what I have to say. Rear-wheel drive. It's extremely small, and it's it's old. Not that old, but pretty old. Old enough to have an antique plate on it. And yeah, it's low enough to the ground that I'm pretty sure it's gonna get stuck. And the main things that sold me on that car specifically: soft top, pop-ups, and 5-speed manual. I don't know how to drive manual, which means we're going to learn. And you guys are going to watch me struggle. So strap in. This is going to be hilarious. I need to get better at making these intro videos. Way too long. Here she is, a 1993 Mazda Miata. You were expecting something like a Corvette, right? Because I said pop-ups and soft top and manual. No, it's a Miata. Cheap, reliable. Already needs a lot of things done to it. And, you know, to some degree, to some extent, this was supposed to be a project slash daily. A car that is in good enough condition for me to just take out and drive. Again, I don't know how to drive manual. So I will be learning with my dad. Of course, he's gonna teach me. He's already taught me enough for me to get it out of here. I am standing in very, very loose soil, basically. This is all wet dirt. The water was everywhere here. The yard was basically flooded for the most part in this area. So the car kind of sunk. But I am very certain that I will be able to take this out into the cement, and we're going to be doing our first modifications onto this car today. So let's get to work. And let's see if I don't just get this car stuck in the mud, spin the wheels, and then have to wait for my dad anyways. Also, I'll give you a rundown on the car, show you everything about it. That way you guys kind of get an idea, you know, why I even did this in the first place. Because so many of you said, "What the money you spent on this? You could have spent it on the Maverick, right?" Even if I spent this amount of money on this car, there's absolutely no way that this amount of money would have had this car ready to run. Because this simply requires a lot of elbow grease, a lot of labor that is extremely hard to do with the sun, with hurricanes, with thunderstorms. It's kind of hard to get this done, especially when I don't have a covered area like a garage. I'm doing all this outside. So we're going to go with the Maverick slow and steady. Everything that we do to the car, we'll slowly get it done. I want to say, after getting this car registered, I think I can get this car registered by the end of the year. So that is my expectation. End of the year, at least a license plate and tag. Even if it's not completely drivable, but it will be registered. So that way every modification we make moving forward, we can actually test it. It's not unlike what we're gonna do here. I'm going to get into this car. I haven't taken that cover off since the hurricane happened. This is the first time I see it since the hurricane. So I'm very glad that nothing seems to be really broken. Maybe the soft top leaked, so that's what I'm gonna go figure out. But I'll get to you guys in a second. Let me see if I just don't get this stuck here to begin with. Here she is, the Miata. So definitely gotta say, even though I'm small, the clutch is all the way to the end. So I need to be up close so my little legs can reach it. Right, so I'm gonna do my best to take you guys in on a little tour into this Miata, because I promise you, it has potential. So let's start with the interior. We definitely have some areas in the interior that are pretty banged up or scratched up because of the person that had them before. And obviously the carpet looks like it's definitely seen better days. The seats, they're not from an original Miata. Instead, they're from an NB, not this one, which is an NA. Everything in the gauge cluster so far works, probably except for the gas meter, because it's been at a half tank since we bought it, and we've driven it over 140 miles. Pedals themselves are pretty good. Clutch is pretty deep in, like I said. This is technically missing a little soft boot, but it's not really bothering me. It's tough to get into gears sometimes. This aftermarket radio is terrible. I have a replacement for this AC control unit, and that button for the pop-ups works sometimes, but not all the times. Carpet definitely needs to be replaced. But aside from that, the biggest thing that I want to be working on is this dash. It's cracked there and there. So we have a replacement, or not a replacement, but a cover that's coming in soon. Everything else in the back here seems pretty sturdy. Nothing looks like it really got seriously wet. These seat belts definitely are dirty. And for the interior, not really much else. like some supercars, of course, these are on the middle console instead of being on the doors like most modern cars are. And this little midsection here is how you'd be able to open the gas tank and the trunk. Let's go to the trunk. I'll show you how that works. And so in this massive trunk that we have here, we have a few select pieces. We have the battery over to this side. We have a spare tire. Doubt that it's the original, but there is definitely a spare tire there. We have got these aftermarket taillights from the guy we bought it from, but not really know what we're gonna do with that. We need to take these jugs out. These jugs, and in here we have an oil catch can and some funnels. I had them outside of my house. This antenna, whenever you turn on the radio, it's supposed to go up, but it doesn't, and the mechanism is all behind there. So that's something that we're gonna be working on eventually. The guy that had this before wanted to paint it, and obviously did his best, but I don't like that. I would have much rather had the original red color, which I think in these door jams, hang on, let me take a look. Right here, that's the red color it's supposed to have, not this color, that color. Soft top. It's the glass back, not the plastic. Guy informed me that these are easy to break consistently, so to be very careful with it. These rubber pieces, for some reason, they're separated and they come like this, but I don't understand why, because that's just makes water getting so much easier. And also, there is a small cat around here. Look at what he's doing to my car, and that's just infuriating. We need to get these fixed, because that's just an eyesore, especially since it's right in the front of the car. So we definitely need to get that fixed. Now, let's look at something a little more interesting. We got pop-ups. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, and inside here we have the legendarily looking Mazda engine, right? 4-cylinder, double overhead cam. Definitely makes some nice noises, but as you can see, there's a few things that aren't supposed to be happening here. Like this plastic tube that's disconnected from the resonator, right? So it's not really making that induction sound that we want. There is a thermostat that's been deleted that used to run to the fan, but now the fans run directly. So anytime that I put the key on, the fans start going. I'm pretty sure this is a garden hose. I'm almost 1000% certain that's a garden hose. And obviously, we have our regular air filter on this side, which we will be replacing at some point. And I believe, I believe that's where the cruise control was supposed to be in. I'm pretty sure they deleted on it because it's not there. I'm pretty sure that's where it used to be. Pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be. What is this? Ooh, interesting. Yeah, no, I haven't really discovered much in this car because I kind of bought it, parked it, and prepared for a hurricane. So yeah, I'm looking at this a lot now for the very first time. I'm also missing a very important heat shield right here. This gets extremely hot, so I need to get a heat shield for that as well. That's a clutch slave. We need to make, and actually it's fine, but definitely that clutch is very low. I have to take it somewhere to get adjusted. And radiator itself, I won't open it because I turned it on not too long ago, but I can tell through here, and when we opened it here, it looks very dirty. Like it just has dirt inside. And because of that dirt, I know for a fact that it's not good, right? It's simply not good. But we'll consider everything else as time goes by. you can see the tremendous paint job that was done here, that it's just yeah, just stay on there. Yeah, we'll have to definitely repaint that. And I don't think I want it the same color as the car. I make it a completely different, obnoxious color. And also, for savvy ones, in case you think I won't mention it, the wheels. These are not the Mazda wheels. These are the NB wheels. They are Mazda, but they're not the NA. This is the NA. With the pop-up headlights is the NA Mazda MX-5 Miata. The Mazda Miata, that's the NB, has the solid front lights instead of, you know, flip-ups. And also, I'm pretty sure that horn is not working. We're gonna need to fix that because, you know, this car's already hard enough to see on the road. I don't need to give myself any more challenges. Pretty sure it won't. Yep, nope, it won't work. Another thing we'll be doing soon, this right here. This entire seal that goes against the window, we need to replace this because this looks nasty. And I can fix it. And now, I fixed this not too long ago. I'll show you how. And I have the glass right over there. But I need to stick the glass to over here. So we'll be doing that today too. Let's start getting to work. Once again, like I've said before, when working on... Excuse you. Like I said when working on Blue Jay, there's absolutely going to be a time when you're working with electrics and you're going to short circuit something. The best way to avoid that is everyone wants to drive by today. The best way to avoid that is to disconnect your battery. Battery disconnected, very low chance that you're going to do anything bad electrically. So let's start by disconnecting the negative, which I have no idea which one it is because they're both corroded and broken off and all this other stuff. So, oh, and it's held together by zip ties. You know, just only professional means of holding the battery down. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, might have to cut that out. I don't know how we're gonna hold it back in place, but we'll figure it out. Let's get this cut open. Okay, now that I stopped being lazy and grabbed the right tool, other way. There we go. Look at that. I didn't even have to cry. Yeah, that was the negative. Good, because... Yeah. Alright, negative disconnected. This is from June 2023. You might need a new one of these soon. This is also an open hole. That's nice. There's a lot of corrosion over here from the battery. There's definitely supposed to be something there. Don't know what. We'll figure that one out. Anyways, negative terminal is disconnected. We'll leave our tool here so we can adjust it later. Let's go to the front. So, obviously, logically, before we do anything to the car, before we do anything good to the car, right? Before we actually put on our nice shiny pieces, we need to take the old ones off. And I think this is the only tool I'll need. At least that's what Zach Job from Donut Media said. But let's see if that proves to be correct. Oh God. This has 2 washers on it. I'm saying it for the record. It has 2 washers on it. And the tiniest one kind of screws on because it won't just fall through. Nice. Make sure that I don't just run the car over those things. There should be 2 more over here. As you can see, this guy kind of painted everything, right? Including the lights. I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually paint splatter everywhere on these. I'll show you in a little second. But these bezels on the side are supposed to be black, and he painted them red because he did not take them off before painting. Which again, I don't understand why, because all he needed to do is take off these 4 bolts. I don't understand, you know, what went through his head. He said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Let's make sure I don't lose these. Good, so like that. right? And if those are the only bolts holding this in, then this should kind of just, yeah, just kind of like that, and just kind of like that. Yeah. We'll probably paint this black. That way it kind of looks normal again. We'll get to that in a second. Now, to get this light off, there's actually a little disc that holds it in, just like the Maverick. It's almost identical to the Maverick. So these are adjustment screws, so I don't need to touch those. The ones I need to touch are the ones around those. When you're doing this, try to hold the headlight in place, because if it's anything like the ones in the Maverick, they just kind of pop off the second that they're all the way loose. Let me make sure I don't drop this tiny bolt. Please. Yeah, see? They just want to fall off most of the time. That's the bottom one. Okay, so here's our bezel. Make sure we don't break or crack that. Now here comes our light. Ooh, very corroded. Very old. There you go. Yeah, just corroded all the way. Oh, and I don't know if you'll be able to see from there, but there's like red speckles everywhere from the paint that this guy threw on. Yeah, it's okay, little boy. Let's give you. You're retired. You're officially retired. Anything here that says it's like a year? I guess the lights were made in 2012. Is that what that's supposed to mean? There's a big crack on the back of this one too. And also, for those of you at home that don't know, older lights used to come like this. This is the entire light bulb. You can't twist out the bulb itself and change it and keep the housing. No, the entire assembly is the light bulb. The ones we're putting on now will let us make the changes. If we wanted to put halogens, then we could, but we got LEDs. So let's just, there you go, clean as a whistle. Let's go get the other lights and see if they even fit. Here are our new, nice, crisp, and beautiful bulbs in comparison to these original style ones. Yeah, you can probably tell, yeah, because I can see the red from here. Yeah, you can tell these are really faded, but faded no more. Let's connect this here first. Let's make sure that it actually connects properly all the way in. Yeah, there we go. Now let's tuck this back in here. There you go. Snug them up all one more time. Make sure they don't come loose. Good thing is, when bolts are rusted like this, they tend to not come loose very easily. And there you go. That's that. I would install this back on, but I really do want to paint that black. So I'm gonna see if I can prep it, get some black paint real quick, and spray them down. It is looking a little cloudy, so I want to hurry up. I am going to also take out these bumper ones and put on the new ones that I have there. Not sure that you can completely tell, but they're cracked everywhere for some reason. I don't exactly know what the true reason for that is, but because it is all cracked, we're going to replace on them. And they just have some very visible screws on the outside here. I think the ones that I got, they come with their own screws. So that's neat. Means I get to keep the screws of these lights for other things. Pop this out if I could. There we go. Oh, a little water. Right, so I think this twists. I don't know which way. There we go. And there we go. We got a light out with it. Now I'm pretty sure the things I bought bring this entire assembly new, but this is how easy this is. This is extremely easy, extremely simple. Let's see what that unit comes with. So as you can see right there, I need to disconnect that cable from this light so I can put the new assembly. I'm gonna bring this through this side. And for me to clip this into the chassis and then plug this connector in. There we go. I don't know if you could hear it click, but it did click. All right, let's slowly but perfectly peel this off. Oof. Beautiful. Hell yeah. There you go. And that's that. That's how you replace these. 2 bolts, 1, 2, 3 bolts. Very quick and easy. I don't want them to look like this. They're faded, and if it was this color plastic, both sides, that'd be fine. The guy painted them red. The overspray is annoying. So let's get this painted properly. All right, guys. So after maybe 45 minutes to an hour's worth of work, because I also decided to paint, the Miata is indeed caught up. We do still need to work on Project Blue Jay, and we need a name for the Miata. There's still more things to come with both cars, but now we actually have a little bit more variety. So if you like, subscribe, stay tuned, and let's hope we get no more hurricanes. And maybe, just maybe, I'll make more consistent videos. But we'll see.